Hello everyone, welcome to Accounting Universe YouTube channel. Today we will be discussing basic accounting terms. These terms form the basic of accountancy structure. This will be as per the syllabus of class 11th accountancy. So the students who are currently in class 11th accounts and are studying accountancy in their class 11 will be able to understand this concept better. This video will be very useful to these students as well as those who are willing to understand, who are willing to learn the basic concept of accountancy. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon to never miss a video from Accounting Universe. Also, do give a like to this video. So let's start. The first term which we are going to understand is capital. So what is capital? Capital is the amount invested by the proprietor in the case of sole proprietorship or partner in the case of partnership in a business. It may be in the form of money like cash or assets like furniture having money worth. It is a liability of business towards the proprietor or the partner which increases with further investments made into the business and the amount of profit incurred. So, as there is a concept known as business entity concept. As per that concept, the capital which is invested by the proprietor is a liability from the business point of view. Business and the owner are two separate entities, so the amount of money invested by the proprietor is treated as a liability in the books of account. When there is a profit, it increases, and when there is a loss, the capital decreases. So, next term, drawings. It is the amount withdrawn or the goods taken by the proprietor for his personal use. Whenever the proprietor write any personal expenses in the books of account, it is treated as a drawing, or whenever he withdraws some goods for his personal use, that the value of the goods is recorded as a drawings. The drawings reduces the investment of the owners. As we all know, the profit is added to the capital and the loss is deducted from the capital. In the same way, the drawing is deducted from the capital. Next term is liability. So, liability means the amount payable by the business. Any amount which is payable by the business is termed as liability. In order to classify, in order to better understand this concept, let's say business owes some money to the proprietor, which is capital. So it is an internal liability, and any other amount other than the capital is external liability. So the amount which a business owes to its creditor is termed as external liability, will be classified under external liability. So, external liabilities arises on account of credit transaction. Like I said, the business have purchased some goods on credit. It will be treated as a external liability. Or a business has taken some loan for a machinery, for land, etc., etc. Also, we can understand the concept of liability by classifying it into two parts. First is a non-current liability and second part is current liability. So what is non-current liability? It is that liability which is payable after a period of more than 1 year. Non-current liability is that amount which is payable after a period of 1 year. So example are long-term loan, etc. Current liability is that amount which is payable by the business within a period of year. Let's say amount payable to creditor, bills payable, short-term loan. A firm may have taken a short-term loan for the purpose of working capital, etc., etc. Next important term is asset. So asset means any property which is owned by a business. Let's say a firm owns land and building, plant and machinery. All these are assets and also there is some money worth attached to these assets. Fixtures, land and building, patent, copyright are all classified under the term asset. We'll study the different classification of asset, but in general asset means any property or a legal right owned by a business to which there is some money value which can be attached to it. Asset is very useful for a business in case of a manufacturing concern because it helps the firm in earning its revenue. Also, if a firm owns some building, it can use it for the office space or it can rent it to other and earn some rent out of it. So, asset is very useful for the business. Now, there are 4 or 5 classification of asset. First classification is non-current asset. So, non-current assets are those assets which are held by a business firm for a very long period of time. Let's say land and building. Machinery is installed within the land and building. So, machinery is a non-current asset, as well as the land and building is also non-current asset because there is no intention on the part of a business to sell machinery as well as land and building because both of them are helping the firm in earning its revenue or sales. There is no intention to resell or held them as an investment, but they are held with the purpose of assisting in business operations. Examples are land and building, machinery, computers, furniture, any vehicle which is owned in the firm name, etc. So next important term is current asset. Current asset are those assets which are held by the business with the purpose of converting them into cash within a short period. The short period is usually 1 year. So these items are shown in the asset side of the businesses and they are convertible into cash within a period of 1 year. Let's say example are bills receivable. Bills receivable are recorded into asset side, but they are convertible into cash within a period of 2 months, 3 months. So they are classified under current asset. Another example is cash itself. Another example of current asset are cash at bank, marketable securities, bills receivable, etc. Next important term is tangible assets. So what are tangible assets? Tangible assets are those assets which have physical existence. That is, they can be seen and touched. So the examples of tangible assets are again land, building, machinery, computer, furniture, etc. Next is intangible assets. These are those assets which do not have any physical existence. That is, they cannot be seen and touched. Examples of intangible assets are patent, goodwill, trademark, copyright, any software. These are basically rights which are owned by the business and they are beneficial to the business because they are assisting the firm in generating its sales and bringing cash flow into the business. Next term is fictitious assets. Fictitious assets are those which are neither tangible or nor intangible. They are basically in the nature of losses which are not written off in the year in which they are incurred. Let's say a firm has incurred huge expenditure on advertisement and the firm has planned that the benefit of this expenditure will be enjoyed by the firm over a period of 5 years. So we will be writing these expense over a period of 5 years. So let's say the firm has spent over 1 lakh rupees on advertising and rupees 20,000 has to be written off in each year. So in the year of expenditure, 20,000 is debited to the profit and loss account and rest 80,000 is shown as fictitious asset or advertisement expenditure on the asset side of the balance sheet. Year on year, 20,000 is deducted from that amount and debited to the profit and loss account. So the expenses which are not written off are fictitious asset because they are appearing on the asset side of balance sheet, but in reality they are not asset. They don't have any monetary value. So that's why they are termed as fictitious asset. Some of the examples of fictitious asset are deferred revenue expenditure, like advertisement expenditure. Also, in the study of company accounts, we will notice there are certain expenditure which are in the nature of fictitious asset. The examples of some of them are loss on issue of shares, etc. Now, the fifth important term is receipt. Receipt is any amount which is receivable by the business for selling goods, asset, or in case a business is in service industry, the money receivable for providing any service. For the understanding the concept of receipt, they are classified into two important terms, revenue receipt and capital receipt. So what is revenue receipt? It is the amount received or receivable in the future by the business. Let's say amount receivable or received against sale of goods or rendering of services. Main point to note here is that the amount is receivable in the normal course of business. That is, it is by the virtue of business, the firm is receiving the fund. Let's say the firm is providing any service, the firm is in consultancy business, and the money which is received against such services will be classified under revenue receipt. Next important term is capital receipt. So these are the amount which are receivable by the business, not in the normal course of business. Like if a firm sells some of its assets for cash, the amount received against the selling of these assets is not in the course of business because the firm has no intention of selling such asset. Its business is to use these assets and produce goods or provide in services. But when these are sold, the money which is receivable against such sales is classified as capital receipt. Example are amount received for the sale of machinery, building, furniture, investment, or if a firm has taken any loan, it will also be classified under the capital receipt. So, if you like this video, hit a like button and do subscribe my channel for future videos. Also, comment for any future topic which you would like to learn. Thank you for watching my video.